blessings, and welcome to the path to freedom. This absolutely beautiful path, powerful path, magical path, where we get to continuously set ourselves free to be in ever expanding love and joy and harmony, where we get to set ourselves free to wake up to who and what we are and allow for ever greater and grander expressions of that who and what to emerge. And where we also get to set ourselves free from the lower vibrations of fear and worry and doubt and lack of scarcity, lack of a sense of separation, sense of not being enough. My name is Daniel Roquillo, and thank you so much. I'm deeply grateful and honored that you're choosing to join me, that you're choosing to tune into this space, as we are allowing for our consciousness to expand, as we are allowing for our vibration to be lifted. So today, the topic for today, it's quite long. It's something along the lines of the only thing that is happening here is God and good. And this has to do with how we're moving in the world. The world, humanity is hijacked by fear right now. There is so much fear going on. There's so much worry going on. There's so much doubt going on. There's such an immense display of a sense of separation. We are comparing, we are competing, we are treating others in ways that is not supportive, that is not in alignment with the midwifing of the new world that is happening now. But so much is coming up. There is so much rising to the surface as we are moving through this space of transformation, which is messy. Transformation is messy. So there's a lot of stuff coming up. And from a lower vantage point, from the perspective of most individuals, everything that is happening is bad. But I'd like to offer another perspective, not denying that stuff is happening on the surface. I'm not denying that there's suffering. I'm not denying that there is injustice. I'm not denying that there are experiences that are not pleasant, that are not enjoyable at all. I'm not denying any of that. However, we want to stop looking, and we want to stop judging by appearances. We want to take back our minds, stop being hijacked by external conditions and circumstances, dictating what we think, what we feel. And the way to do that, as I've shared before, this beautiful path, there are two, I don't really know what to call them. I've called them portals, I've called them doorways, I've called them pillars. It seems as though there is no right words for it. Entry points, perhaps, I don't know. But for the freedom to emerge, as we are waking up, there are two entry points, I guess is a good word. There are two entry points into sanity. And sanity is just another word for awakening or enlightenment or expanded consciousness. Most of the world is steeped in insanity, reacting to appearances, reacting to conditions, reacting to circumstances, not responding, not actively choosing, not consciously choosing at all, but so deep in fear and worry and doubt, deep in unconsciousness. So if we want to claim our sanity, if we want to take back our sanity, because we're not born this way. No human baby is ever born prejudiced. No human baby is ever born with a political affiliation. No human baby is ever born in comparison or competition. But these emerge as we surround ourselves with individuals that are the way they are. So you may have heard me talk a whole lot about coming back to the nowness of this moment, finding a way to release our attachments to the judgments, to the opinions, to the point of views, to the beliefs, to the stories that run rampant in our minds. And then we have allowing for realizations as to the nature of God or spirit or the universe or life with a capital L or whatever we want to call it. And today we're talking about the latter, coming into fundamental understanding of what God is, and that God is all that there is, that this loving presence is, it is all there is. It is the one mind, it is the one life, it is the one power, it is the one love, it is the one source of everything, it is the one intelligence. There is nothing outside of it. There is not spirit and something else. There are no opposing powers. This loving presence that is the creator, that is the creation, that is every grain of sand, that is every leaf on any tree, that is every tree, that is every speck of dirt and every being and organism in the dirt, in the soil, that is every molecule, that is every air that we breathe, that is the words, these words, as well as the mouth and the tongue and the muscles and all that is needed for these words to be spoken. That is the stillness, the silence, that is the sea, that is the content in the sea, that is our consciousness, that is every strain of hair, that is every cell, every action, every function in our bodies, every bone, every muscle, every tissue. It is all there is, every song, every galaxy, every star, every supernova. It is even the no-thingness, which makes up for most of that which is in all of creation, the no-thingness. So this loving presence, it is all there is. It is fully present in every space and place, because it is every space and place. It is every being, it is every object, it is every condition, it is every circumstance. There is not ever any place that we can ever go where this loving presence is not fully present. There's no space we can ever be where God is not, as God is all spaces and places. So it is all that there is. And this loving presence, because it is loving, it is not vengeful, it is not hateful, it doesn't choose, it never picks favorites, it doesn't discriminate, it doesn't discern. It is loving. It is loving, like the sun that shines on the just and the unjust, like the rain that does not discriminate or discern between who gets to be wet and who gets to stay dry. But the rain just falls on everybody. The sun just shines on everybody. So this loving presence is loving. And in that lovingness, it is also good. Love simply means holding nothing back, asking for nothing in return. So this loving presence is good. It is fundamentally benevolent. It is always for itself. It cannot ever diminish itself. It cannot ever express itself. It cannot ever, did I say express itself? I mean compromise itself. It cannot ever contradict itself, but it is always expressing itself perfectly. Now, we have been given the beautiful gift of a free will, the independent thinking mind, which allows us to make conscious choices. And it is this ability that is messing things up here on this planet. It's not God doing anything anymore than it is the parents who are to blame for the toddler who's learning to eat. And it is messy as it is getting accustomed to using its fingers and muscles, and it puts food in its mouth, and if it puts food beside its mouth, and it drops food, and it's just messy because it's learning, and it needs to learn. And so it is with us. We're like toddlers learning to become responsible adults or human beings. We're being called to move out of competition. We're being called to move out of comparison. We're being called to move out of separation and greed and hoarding and all of that. But the choices that we are making, it's got nothing to do with the will of God. Well, it's got everything to do with the will of God, but God is not to blame. God is not to be blamed. God is still good, even with all the messiness that is happening here on this planet. And all this messiness is happening so that we may wake up. A baby, not a baby, a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old that is learning to walk, it falls and it falls and it falls and it falls. And it is in that falling that it learns to build the muscles necessary, that it learns to gain balance and to sustain that balance. And we are learning to walk as a human race. We're learning to be in this world, relearning, because we knew it once. The indigenous tribes many years ago, and they're still existing today, are living in such beautiful harmony with each other, with nature, with Mother Earth. And then technology came into the human experience and completely took over, and money and all of these things. But the messiness here on this planet has nothing to do with the benevolence of spirit. The goodness of God is fully present everywhere. Every single challenge that we are facing is a wake-up call. It contains a gift and a blessing of transformation. It's a stepping stone. It's a portal through which we may move and enter into a higher dimension of being, into a higher level of being, into a higher vibration, into a more expanded consciousness. This is the sole purpose of life. This is why creation exists in the first place, so that this loving presence, which is love and peace and joy and harmony and wholeness and abundance and beauty and all these beautiful qualities, that it may express more of itself, and not be more, because God cannot be more than what it already is, but He can express that beingness in a greater way. So the challenges that we're facing, these are wake-up calls. These are invitations for us to release and let go of that which no longer serves. It was Einstein who said that the consciousness that gave rise to the problem cannot solve the problem. So the mindset, the consciousness of humanity that has brought us to where we are now, with environmental challenges and all these things that are happening, we cannot solve these challenges. We cannot navigate through these challenges in the same kind of consciousness. But we're being called to expand. We're being called to allow for a new level of consciousness. We're being called to allow for a new version of who and what we are to emerge. Not to fix that which is, but to evolve from it in exactly the same way that the caterpillar that moves into the cocoon, that goes through the metamorphosis, emerges as the butterfly. These two are not the same. The caterpillar and the butterfly are not the same creature. They are completely different creatures. And the caterpillar actually, in that messiness of the metamorphosis, it dissolves, it liquefies, it ceases to exist so that the butterfly may emerge. So, and that is a beautiful testament. Now, the butterfly, I mean, how beautiful is not a butterfly? And I'm not saying anything. I'm holding no judgment toward the caterpillar. But how beautiful is the butterfly? How much more vibrant in color and in levity and gravity and light and luminosity is not the butterfly compared to the caterpillar. So it's not the caterpillar going backwards, but there's a beautiful transformation happening, allowing for something greater than the caterpillar, grander than the caterpillar. So that is a beautiful testament to the benevolence of God, that the only thing that is happening here is God and good. We are not separate ever, ever from the one mind. We are the one mind being itself, doing itself, expressing itself, living itself in us and through us. So we are infused with the divine intelligence, but we need to listen. We need to listen to that divine intelligence as it whispers words and wisdom of guidance within us, as intuition, as an inner knowing, as a feeling tone, as images, visions, whatever the case may be. We need to listen. We need to stop looking at the world, judging the world, or judging by appearances. We need to stop giving the world the power to dictate how we think and how we feel and how we move, how we choose, and begin to turn within and allow for that still small voice to guide and lead and move us in such a beautiful way into expansion, into progression, into transformation, so that something new, greater, much more beautiful, much more powerful, much more vibrant, much more loving may emerge. So this is the invitation for us to look at our lives and see where we are falling short of the highest possibility, where we are missing the mark. Not in terms of what we did do, but in terms of what we didn't do. Where did we fall short of the highest possibility? Where choices are concerned, where choices are concerned. How are we showing up in the world? Are we showing up in a way that resonates, that is in alignment with who we wish to be? Or not? That's our invitation. Are we waking up? Are we growing, unfolding, expanding, allowing for the next great and grand version of who we are to emerge? That's the invitation. And thank you so, so much for tuning in. Until we meet again, I bless your day, and I bless your way. Much love, many blessings. Namaste.